we're talking all the way back in Lindsay Gaetani's messages from December 12th that she's having a conversation with Kate Peter. At December 12th, she was actually still somewhat romantically linked with Aiden Carter.
Yeah, she was.
She's another one. When you go back, I'll have a lot more reporting on this. There's more to come. But when you go back to look at the evolution of that entire scenario, Lindsay Gaetani, as early as October, which is basically right when she first started a relationship, had created a second Twitter account under the name, it was Jane something, and was already talking to Trolla Holomio or whatever, and Kate Peter, having conversations with these people when they didn't even know that she was Lindsay and that she was Aiden's girlfriend. She was coming off that I'm a friend of this person who's seeing him, and actually giving them information while she was first dating him. And a lot of it revolved around the fact that she was jealous about a birthday party that she was proposing for Aiden coming up in December, and other people started jumping in on it. You have the people that were jumping in on it. They were suggesting venues, they were doing things, they were actually just trying to help put together a party that would be great for him. Those include the Roccos, they include other people, and you can watch if anyone opposed her or had an idea that other people responded well to in those group messages. Those are the people that she targets even till now, because she couldn't handle that they got the attention or they got a bit of recognition, or that
Jason. It's the me shit. I mean,
it really is crazy. Yeah. But you see this, and you know, I could probably write a book on the setup to get him charged with witness intimidation against Lindsay Gaetani. And you look back, this is some of what happens to me, where I was referring to, if I'm doing local reporting, suddenly I see something Lindsay wrote about me, or Kate, or Grant Smith Ellis. Grant, you have this scenario where all of these people came back around. Leah Genduso, a Mass State Trooper who Aiden wrote about because she was the girlfriend of a drug trafficker. Yep. She herself was a drug dealer, yep, and would deliver the drugs for him. Had an affair with a Mass State Trooper who was investigating the boyfriend, got basically ushered into the Mass State Police without any mention of her past or her involvement in drug dealing or whatever else done there. It got covered up and washed over. They used her as like a public relations tool. They gave her a canine. Normally, if you get a special assignment to be like a canine officer, a canine trooper, you've been a trooper, you've got some experience under your belt, you do this, they give you the training, but you paid your dues in order to get that promotion. They made her a canine trooper pretty much immediately, and suddenly she's making appearances with the lieutenant governor or the governor. She's all over the place. She was like their public relations tool. Wow. And can you imagine this as a drug dealer who did that? More crazy than that, Aiden finds out there's obviously people are disgruntled around her when they see that. So there's sources that give him information. He writes the story. Several state troopers end up by having to resign, including her. She gets bounced out. After that, she has a sexual relationship with Aiden Carney after she got fired from being a Mass State Trooper. And then suddenly, here we are, fast forward years later to December of 2023, and suddenly she is involved in a plot with Kate Peter, Lindsay Gaetani, Ken Mello, Brian Tully, in order to jail Aiden Carney so that he's going to be in prison for the course of the first Karen Reed trial, which was their plan. That's actually how I went from being someone who just sat on the sidelines and was following this Turtleboy, lightly and doing things like that. I was able to start to piece together what was happening prior to even seeing all of these text messages and everything else, just based on the comments that I saw on posts and things like that. So I started posting about it, and as soon as Aiden got out of lockup, he saw some of my posts and sent me a message to correct something that I wrote or give me some clarification on something or whatever else. And that's kind of what started our association with each other in order to meet. So I comment on Karen Reed, I cover it, but I've been locked on this story since it was occurring. You know what I mean? In terms of what was happening with that setup. And it rivals the things that happened in Karen's cases with the state police being involved in a setup and doing all of these things. You really see this microcosm in these two cases of everything that's wrong with the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office and the corruption in the Mass State Police and all of these things that go along with it. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's almost like they ushered in people that were just, you know, kind of just surrounded about Aiden. Let's infiltrate those people and bring them in. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's get these people that are on the edge. We know that they may be having some conflicts with them. Let's have some conversations and pull them in. And they're essentially just using them as well to use them to get close to Aiden, to get information, and initially try to keep him and put him behind bars. It's wild stuff.
You look at these troll accounts online too. So like the ones that are all Spade and Carney and Karen's a killer and all of these accounts, these outrageous accounts that say these things online. Again, no evidence, no receipts. They just come out with the crazy stories. And we can start tying them all back to people that he wrote about.
Yep.
Like literally. So they've gone throughout, and this is a method. So you brought up Lauren Murray a little while ago. This is the method. Kate Peter has this thing where she will, I call it the Kate Peter approach. When she goes to someone that she wants to get on her side, it's easy. If Aiden wrote about you, she can reach out to you and say, "Oh, I'm so sorry this happened."
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm going to console you and help you. Yeah.
And if you talk to those people, they're brainwashed. She'll tell you Kate Peter's the best person in the world and she's their friend and do all of these things. But someone like Lauren Murray, you have, and similar to how she correctly got Lindsay on board, Kate will do this thing where she hits you and causes you, like if you're a regular person and suddenly you're getting talked about on a YouTube channel or written about on a blog or on Twitter and you're doing all these things, it's really distressing. I know this from not just my own experience, but a lot of the people that I talk to and people who are close to me, some of whom have been attacked for associating with me. You get in this mindset where you want to crawl into a shell, right? You want it to stop. You'll just do anything to make it stop. It's a good tactic to shut people up, but that's not how Kate uses it. She does it, and then she'll wait. She'll come back. She'll offer you an olive branch and say, "Oh, I'm sorry," right? So she'll start this conversation with you saying like, "I'm sorry that this is happening to you. Maybe it wasn't fair of me to do that or whatever else." And then she'll leak the fact that she's communicating with you. This is what happens with her and Aiden. So she leaks the fact that she's communicating with that person, which causes Aiden to start to be like, "Whoa, what's going on?" So he either is going to go to that person and talk to them, or he's going to back off of his relationship with them. And then Kate's got him hook, line, and sinker, because then she uses that, "I don't know why he's doing this to you, and it's so horrible," and blah, blah, blah. And then she's your best friend. And she takes these people who, let's face it, a lot of them were just attention seekers to begin with. Wow. And she opens the door. So there's our Kate Peter method, and she uses it over and over and over again.
It's crazy. It's like very fucking sociopathic behavior.
It is. People say Kate's smart, and I say Kate's devious. She's not. She doesn't have a lot of self-control, as we find out. Again, Aiden played last night the voicemails that she calls up and leaves for him, screaming and threatening him. There's a really interesting one where she talks about how I'm the Jane account. It's me and not Lindsay. Meanwhile, I'm also simultaneously reading text messages where she's talking to Lindsay about Lindsay being the Jane account. You know what I mean? So it really is. It's soap opera writers couldn't write these stories. It's crazy.
So I mean, nothing surprises me anymore. It's always we're turning a different corner every day. Let's